Hey everyone, Michael the Tutor 16 here. Today I'm going to be doing tutorial number 13 in Microsoft Excel. And the topics for discussion in this tutorial will be that we'll learn how to center words and numbers, we'll learn how to wrap our text, and we'll be inserting grid lines into our Excel spreadsheet. We'll also use the print preview to verify every change to ensure that everything is correct before printing your Excel spreadsheet. The advantages of doing all of this will be that it will allow you to center and align all of your numeric and alphanumeric data, which helps to make sure your spreadsheet looks as good as possible. And it saves on paper and ink because you'll verify your work in preview mode before sending your spreadsheet to the printer. So let's go into Excel and let me show you how to do the topics that are in this tutorial. As you can see, I've gone into Excel and I've entered in a sample Excel spreadsheet. And I'm going to use this spreadsheet to show you how to not only center and align your alphanumeric and numeric data, but we'll also look at wrapping our text so that it appears properly within each cell. And we'll also be doing grid lines to further define our Excel spreadsheet. So let's get started. Up here in cell A1, I've got the title Sample Excel Spreadsheet. And what appears to be that it's moved over into cell B, C, and D is really incorrect. The entire title of Sample Excel Spreadsheet is contained in cell A1. So centering your title is going to be a little different than trying to center all of this other data down below it. Let me explain. If I go to my Home tab of my ribbon toolbar and under the Alignment section of Excel, you'll see all of your justifications. I can left-hand justify, center, and right-hand justify. If I click on center, watch what it does to my title. You see that it removed part of the word sample off the screen, and that's because it's trying to center the word Sample Excel Spreadsheet entirely in cell A1, and it's just not long enough to fit. So instead of doing that, I'm going to hit center again to remove it. And instead of trying to center it using the center tab, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go to Merge and Center. What Merge and Center will do is it will merge and center the entire title over a given range. So the first thing that I want to do is highlight the range where I want it to center. And that's going to be throughout page 1 located at the top. Once I have this range set, I can go to Merge and Center and watch what happens to my title. You can see now that the title has been centered on the top of the page, and it's centered on left and right. So that's how you center long titles that extend past one cell. Now let's look at wrapping our text. As you can see in row 3, I've got the titles of new customer for each cell, or for each column. And what I want to do is I want to wrap this text because the word customer has been truncated because it's too long to fit into the cell. So watch what happens. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my data. And then once I have it highlighted, I'm going to go up again under the Alignment tab and I'm going to click on Wrap Text and watch what happens to my titles. You can see that the word New was pushed to the top and the word Customer is below the word New. Now that everything fits, we can concentrate on centering our data. So let's start out by highlighting the entire range that we want to center. And once we have all of our alphanumeric and numeric data highlighted, we can now go up again under the Alignment tab and we can click on the Center button and watch what happens. Now it's taken all of our data and it's centered it from left to right. The only problem is it's not centered top to bottom. So there's a way that you do this. Again, you need to highlight your data, both alphanumeric and numeric, or everything that you're trying to center. And instead of hitting the Center tab, I'm going to go just above it and I'm going to go to the Middle Align tab. Middle Align will align the text so that it's centered between the top and bottom of the cell. You've already centered it from left to right. Now we're going to center it from top to bottom. And watch what happens to the data. It's a very minute change, but you can see that the number 6s moved up just a little bit toward the top and the title of New Customer centered from top to bottom along with all of your numeric data. So that's how you center both left to right and top to bottom. Now the last thing that we want to do is enter grid lines. Let's go to our print preview and see what this is going to look like before we enter any grid lines. Go up to your File tab and then move down to Print. And as you can see, your spreadsheet looks nice, but it's a little hard to follow because it would help if everything was in borders and grids. It would just make it easier on your eyes. So that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to go back to my data by clicking on the file, and then I'm going to highlight everything that I want to put grid lines in. Once I have all of this data highlighted, I can then go under the font section of Excel, and you'll see a portion where you can enter bottom borders or grid lines. I'm going to click on the drop down arrow, and it's going to give me a lot of choices as to what I can enter. And again, you're going to go down and you're going to click on all borders. What this will do is it will put borders around the top, bottom, left, and right of every cell. So when you click on it, watch what happens. You can see now that I've got grid lines around all of my data. Now when I go back to my print preview to view it, you'll see that the data is a little bit easier to follow because you now have lines. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to me and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.